in essence, and I think often we forget that policy is culture. What are we documenting about our culture? The way we travel, the way we manage performance, the way we treat each other and our employees, the way we support learning and development, the way we manage information. All of those are elements of culture. You need to sort of come up with that framework, and then you start to need to think through, and which is why I think that yourselves as Cherry were really helpful, was just starting to put stuff down on paper. So if people don't quite know what they want to say because they're like, well, we've never had to document this before. Just having something on paper for people to go, oh,
yeah, well, exactly. It gives people something to think about, doesn't it? And you put something up, it's like, okay, so let's get that discussion started. And then we're really finding out what our values are, what direction we want to go in. How's this going to work in this country? Is this going to work in another country? And so on. Yeah.
And I think that tension's so important. And then you can get into, okay, well, what is that actually going to look like? And then I think you go a step further in perhaps more one-to-one conversations or some of the interviews, and you actually start to ask people who decides and on what basis, because that decision making, I think we sort of forget, is so inherently part of culture. And sometimes we're sort of too blasé and think, oh, well, we don't need to worry about who decides, because as we're growing, we're quite vertical, or as we're shrinking, we don't need to rethink that because that's already articulated. But actually, who decides is a very important part of the culture and the dynamic. So rechecking that on a consistent basis, I think, is perhaps the most important thing you can do.